What we know of the Trojan War today is basically rests on Homer and the Iliad. And there's a big distinction between our knowledge today and what people, for instance, in medieval time knew of the Trojan War. So there must have been other records. And what I have here in front of me is one of those books describing the Trojan War as it was seen during the medieval period. This book was written by the Sicilian judge Guido de Columnis in 1287. And it became the best-selling book in Europe for 400 years. It was translated into just about every European language, and sometimes many times over. There are 9 different translations into German. So while this book was a bestseller for 400 or 500 years, today there's virtually no interest in it, and very few, even medieval experts, know about the existence of this book. And what is more, what has been found out during the excavations around the Aegean, for instance at Mycenae, Tiryns, Knossos and so on, those results have never been compared to the contents of these medieval novels on the Trojan War. And it actually turns out that there are quite some parallels between what these people are saying almost 1,000 years ago and what we have found in the excavations today. Homer in the Iliad describes what's happening during the Trojan War only during a few weeks. And he actually focuses only on 15 days and 5 nights, and that's all the information we get. In Guido, this is all very different, because Guido's work covers a time span of, let's say, about 20 years. He talks about the events that led to the friction that eventually caused the Trojan War, and he says there was not just one Trojan War, there were actually 2 Trojan Wars, and there are many accounts that talk about 2 Trojan Wars. So what Guido does is actually he provides us with a summary of the legends that existed during the medieval times, and we can now compare these with our archaeological record.
Moreover, it took 3 days to go the length of this second Troy, and the width the same. Neither before nor after its foundation is it read that there had been built a city of such size, of such beauty, or of a similar appearance. For its foundations were established in the depths of the earth, made with deep excavation and ample width. From the surface of the earth up to the top of the city, the ramparts were built up in an amazing arrangement of walls, 200 cubits high on all sides. The surface was inlaid with marble stones of many different colors, so that they pleased the sight of those gazing at them. On the crown of these encircling walls there were towers, not far distant from the next, which rose high above and overhung the walls. Entrance to and exit from this city was provided by 6 gates. Each of these gates was fortified by strong towers along the sides, and adorned with carvings of marble images on all sides. Each of these permitted peaceful entrance to friends wishing to enter, and threatened the fierce and bold attacks of proud resistance to any enemies. The outer side of these walls was also protected along the circumference by a deep trench with hidden pitfalls, and a broad plain widened the distance between the trench and those walls. Within the city itself, countless palaces were built, and in it countless homes for citizens were formed by means of handsome buildings, which adorned that city along the extent of its many avenues. Its avenues extended in a long and straight line, in the midst of which the brisk and invigorating air of dawn poured forth sweet and varied breezes. Along these avenues were located the special places of business, in which workers, set apart in fixed locations, toiled in their daily labors and trades. Through the middle of this city ran a river called Xanthus, which by dividing the city into 2 equal parts in its unfailing course offered many conveniences to the inhabitants of that city. In addition, this river flowing through hidden channels, on account of the requisite abundant supply of water, purified the city by prearranged floods, by means of skillfully made canals and underground sluices. And by these baths the accumulated impurities were cleaned away.